Yes, very good morning, dear students. Now, today I am going to discuss one more lecture that is about prism, how we define prism, and how we can calculate angle of deviation using refraction of light through prism. Using the prism, using that those angles, how we can calculate the angle of deviation. Now we will see. And dear students, now how we define prism means actually prism is a homogeneous transparent refracting medium. Transparent refracting medium. Why? Because means it is a one of the transparent object. It allows light from one side to another side. It is not translucent. It is not opaque also. It is a transparent refracting medium. So bounded by at least two non-parallel surface inclined at some angle. So these two plane surfaces PQBD and PRCD are called as refracting surfaces. See PQBD. So where is a P? It is a PQBD. So one of the plane surface and another surface is PRCD. So PRCD. These are the two. Now it is one of the. It is like this. One surface. I mean it is like not. It is. Like this, and another one is this side. So one is this side and another one is this side. It is a two plane surface, but it is not in parallel. It is like this. One is like this, one is like this. So how we define prism? Prism is a homogeneous transparent refracting medium bounded by at least two non-plane surfaces inclined at some angle. See, it makes some angle. We call it as A. It is known as angle of prism. See, already I told before, prism contains 5 surfaces, dear students. So 1, 2, the back side 3, front side 4, down side 5. Already last lecture I shown you. So, but here we are not considering total prism. We considering only a section of prism. It is nothing but a part of prism we consider. That is only. So see here it is a refracting surfaces. It is a principal section of prism. This dotted line I am going to consider. Why? Because we are not considering total prism. Just I am considering a principal section of prism or a part of prism. And dear students, the line along which the two refracting faces must is called refracting edges of the prism. So this line along which the two refracting faces must is called refracting edge of the prism. And the angle between the two refracting faces is called angle of prism. You see the angle between two refracting, it is one of the refracting faces in it is another refracting faces. So the angle between two refracting faces is called angle of prism. We denoted that is A, and it is denoted by A. And see the section of DBC of the prism is known as the principal section. See here I am considering only up to this DBC. See this DBC, only this part I am going to consider. I am not considering total prism. The further only I am going to consider principal section of prism. So now this is about the prism, how we define prism. So which part we can consider, which are the refracting surfaces, which is angle of prism. So now we are discussing. Now we are going to discuss about refraction of light through prism. Here we are going to discuss, we can construct different angles. From that we can calculate the angle of deviation. How we can calculate the angle of deviation? Now we will see. See, figure shows the principal section of prism. It is the figure shows the DBC is the principal section of prism, but I taken a large size and write prism DBC with the angle A. DBC with the angle A. See, I consider a ray of light PQ. First, I want to discuss a theory. A ray of light the DBC. Consider ray of light PQ incident on a refracting face DB at point Q. So then N1, N is the normal at point Q. The incident ray PQ is refracted along QL and it bends towards normal. And next, the refracted ray QL again suffers refraction at L, hence emerges out along LM away from the normal N to N at point L. How it is happened, we are going to discuss in this diagram also. And the ray PQ, QL and LM are known as the incident ray, refracted ray and emergent ray respectively. See dear students, whatever I told, now I am going to discuss in the form of diagram. See, it is a principal section of prism, dear students. So it is a incident light ray PQ. Whenever incident light ray passing from rarer medium to denser medium, it is actually here it is nothing there means air. So it is a rarer medium and it is a glass. A prism, I assume it is a glass. Whenever incident light ray passing from rarer medium to denser medium, after that what happened? It bends towards the normal. See, it is a normal for this n1 and n dash the normal for PQ incident light ray. And after that again it is a, now it is a glass and it is a air. Whenever light ray passes from glass, denser medium to rarer medium, means it bends away from the normal. For this it is a normal, and it is for this actually it behaves incident light ray. So for this interface it behaves incident light ray, right? And now after that it bends away from the normal. It is n2 is the, what is that, normal for second phase. It is the first phase and it is the second phase, right? And see here what happened here. I1 is nothing but what, angle made by the incident light ray with the normal. It is the angle of incidence. And where is I2? See here, the angle made by the refractor light ray, it is emergent light ray actually. The angle made by the emergent light ray and the normal is known as the angle of incidence. It is second, for second phase it is the angle of incidence. Already told, for outgoing ray we call it is a emergent light ray. And see, for example, already told we consider it is A is the angle of prism. So here it is R1. R1 is nothing but what, angle made by the first refracting ray, and a normal is known as the angle of refraction. An angle made by the, it is actually refractor ray, but for second phase it is known as the incident light ray. So angle made by the refractor ray with the normal is known as the angle of refraction. See, actually it is here I am considering it is a delta 1 angle of deviation. It is actually original light ray and it is a normal. So for that I already told, the angle made by the angle at which it deviates from its original path. So actually it is a original light ray, from this it will be deviated. So for that only we can take angle between the original light ray and the normal is known as the angle of deviation. For the first surface it is angle of deviation. See, second phase it is a normal and it is a original light ray, right? And see, so the angle made by the original light ray with the second normal is known as the angle of deviation. Or else you can take here also, it is actually delta 2, right? So why? Because it is a original light ray and it is a normal. So here I am taking angle of deviation. If it is angle of deviation, means here it is also angle of deviation. Or else if it is also angle of deviation, why? Because you see it is a original light ray and it is a normal, right? So then it is a angle of deviation. So see, if that only I1 is incident angle at first refracting surface, and R1 is the refracting angle at first refracting surface, and R2 is the incident angle at second refracting surface, and I2 is the emergenting angle and second refracting surface. A is the angle of prism. See, dear students, here you can see, so it is like a quadrilateral OQNL. See, but it is actually at a Q it is 90 degrees. It is right angle triangle. At L also it is 90 degrees. From quadrilateral is nothing but what, sum of all angles should be 360 degrees. So that one I think I am considering here from diagram. And before that, see here, one more condition is there. We know from rules of angles, exterior angle equal to sum of the interior angle. See here, from this first refracting surface, I1 is exterior angle and R1 and delta 1 is the interior angles. So exterior angles equal to sum of the interior angles. And see here, R2 plus delta 2 is the interior angles and I2 is the exterior angle. Then I2 equal to R2 plus delta 2. So I want to write here, I1 equal to R1 plus delta 1 and I2 equal to R2 plus delta 2. Why? Because exterior angle equal to sum of the interior angles. R1, it is R1. This red line one is R1 and delta 1, and R2 delta 2 it is I2. So that one I am going to consider here. So from the diagram, I1 equal to R1 plus delta 1, then delta 1 equal to I1 minus R1.